Hello.
That's
Hey, how are you doing?
what's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Baby's asleep.
So yeah, I'll just give you the lowdown. So I live in Green Valley Ranch by the airport. So every single day, both directions, takes me probably 30 to 40 minutes to get home, depending on traffic. Sometimes 20, sometimes 25 if I hit the right traffic. So I'm just going to start calling a comedian every single drive, chatting with them, do 10 minutes of chit-chat about stand-up. So you are my third guest, so welcome. So yeah, I always ask people, what's going on in comedy? Did you do anything today?
Have you ever been to that mic that's it's a kava bar? Like they have you ever fucked with kava? So it's like right next to Three Kings and Voodoo. They have a mic, and I went there and looked. It's like a fucking opium den.
Wow.
And like, what do you guys? I was like, well, I'll take something, and all they serve is this drink called kava. And I go and Google it, and it's like banned in Canada and Europe.
Whoa, but it's legal in America?
Yeah, and they're also selling kratom, so I think it's like in that kind of stuff. I drink it and I love it.
Wow, what's the active ingredient? Like what is it, like an opioid sort of thing? Because that's kind of what kratom is. Kratom for the pronounced folks.
It's depressant. So it's similar to like alcohol, but it's like as soon as I was drinking it, I was getting the effects from it, and I just stopped smoking weed. Man, this is giving me some sort of feeling that I really enjoy. But it was so weird. There were people there, and they do something where you can drink as much as you want all night. Like you pay $30, you can drink as much as you want.
Whoa. And
there's one dude just burning wood. I think it was like some hippie shit. And then some guy was just building jewelry. Like there's people who just chill out there like an opium den and just drink kava all night.
Did you do a set for these people?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Who's the host? Is it like a random open mic?
It's more like a music, poetry, comedy kind of open mic stuff.
The mixed media.
Yeah, and I've gotten decent at those because I could, like, I don't know, talk my way through the beginning. It's kind of weird to just, like, jump into jokes. And so, you kind of shit on the room or yourself to begin with, or just, be funny in the situation. Then I started with, like, one-liners just because I knew everyone was probably a little bit buzzing off the kava.
That was my New Year's resolution. Like, for myself, I wrote down my New Year's resolution is start addressing the room before I start my set. Like, did something happen? Did something funny? Did the last comedian say something? Address something in the room before you launch into your material. I
think it was a Bill Burr interview that struck me. He said, like, if a comedian, your act shouldn't be the same if there was a TV in the corner playing your act. There should be a live experience that you're interacting and you're in the room and you're reacting in the room. You're not just doing the same thing that a TV playing your act would do. So I've always, some people force that shit. Like sometimes, maybe nothing's funny, but if like something's going on, it's good to address it.
Yeah, you gotta address the elephant in the room, and sometimes that's you. That's why so many people have the "I know I look like" joke as their opener, because you gotta address the elephant in the room. And if you're a weird looking son of a bitch, you better bring it up.
Yeah, and it's an easy laugh too. That's the toolkit, man. If you need an easy laugh, make fun of how you look.
Oh yeah, that's solid. I have a joke that Andy Hamilton gave me. He said that I'm so white I look like a haunted beard.
Yeah, nice.
It was killing for weeks, and then one day it stopped, and I don't think it's ever worked again. Now it's just gone. I don't get things like that. Why did it work? I guess it was just me, the way I was saying it when it was new, but it's just baffling.
Yeah, I have that all the time too. I think I lose like the reason why it was funny. Like I just start repeating it and I stop realizing why it's funny. And sometimes I have to go back and literally kind of rethink it, like, why the fuck is this funny? And I go, oh yeah, and I realize it again. But like I've had so many things just die on the vine because I'm like, I don't know, you say them too much and it loses its spontaneity or something. Like I still don't understand that.
Rogan,
it's always fucking bothered me.
Joe Rogan on his podcast years ago, I remember listening, and he said something that always stuck with me. He's like, I try to go into almost like a hypnotic trance where I experience the emotion. So when I'm saying it, I'm fucking there. I'm back. Yeah. I'm doing it. So when she kicks me in the nuts, my nuts hurt again. Yeah. It's like, wow, I do not do that. Granted, I'm fucking a 2-year comic, and you know, so. But yeah, that always stuck with me. Try to capture that. Because yeah, I rely as a comic who desperately was. So anyone that's listening that isn't a Denver comic, Patrick Scott, one of the best joke writers, if I may throw a compliment your way, one of my favorite joke writers in the whole scene, fucking beast. So as someone who is got a good use of the words, it's like, man, fucking, you've got the first half figured out. Like as soon as you start getting I'm gonna start doing a thing like no material. I'm gonna pick like a day a week where I go somewhere and I just go up with nothing. Maybe a premise. That way, I just came from my show, Punchline Jeopardy, and for that show, we don't prepare nothing. We got the categories for the comics that are playing the game, and then as a host, I don't prepare anything, and I'm under no obligation to be funny. Because of that, I'm so free. I end up hammering harder than I've ever hammered every single game because there's no pressure. I have no pressure to be funny. So I just say, if something pops in my mind, whip it out funny, and it always kills. It's like, God damn it! Why can't I be so loose with my stand-up?
Yeah, the way I've been trying to view it recently is my job is like to go up there and be funny, and I have jokes and bits as like my toolkit or my utility belt. I have to use, and I use those when it happens. But I should go up there with the intention of trying to be funny. And that is a more open-ended thing than rather than just like, here's my bits, I'm going to go down this list.
Right.
Okay, let me go up there and make people laugh. And here's my tools that I can go into it and mix success on that. And, you know, it's so weird just doing this for so long how little I understand about it.
How long are you in now?
7 years.
7 years, goddamn, that's got it. How did weed affect your comedy? Was that a hard give up?
I think it's been bad for me.
Okay.
I think I used it as a crutch as far as just like, I feel like I felt like I'd be more spontaneous, more comfortable with it, but I think I was kind of like dumbing myself down because I could be that clever and that creative without it.
Right.
And often too many times I got too high. I was getting freaked out and put myself at a disadvantage right off the gate because I was fucked up. And so I think that's what I'm learning with trying to just kind of abstain from it from a bit. It's like, okay, when am I using it and it's beneficial, and when am I using it just to, numb myself or deal with anxiety or something like that. So
100%. I've
only been not doing it for like a couple weeks already.
Right. And you already noticed?
Yeah, people already told me like, oh, I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't. Maybe I was just doing it because I was scared that I had to like medicate myself a bit.
Right.
And so, but I think there will be a place for it ultimately. But I think right now, okay, trust it, sober. On my toes, I can be this is my best. I just need to make myself for that because it's true. I think it's quicker and pull words out of my head better when I'm not. So.
I'm with it, man. I smoke as much weed as a human can smoke most days, and then I go up. Like I went to Greeley on Saturday, and I rode with comic Owen Matthews. He doesn't smoke weed. So I smoke a bunch of pot before we get in his car for the drive up to Greeley. We drive an hour to Greeley. We get there. We park. We go inside. We get our drink tickets, chit-chat. Then I'm the last on the list. It's not like a headliner situation, It was actually a great gig. It was a packed bar gig. But so even though I'm going last and doing 15, I'm not the headliner by any stretch. But I'm going last, so I drove up. I didn't smoke any weed on the drive. I didn't smoke any weed inside. And then I just decided, like, everyone went out to smoke. I was like, I'm just going to not. And then I ended up having an amazing set, not thinking anything of it. I was like, hey, I knew my material. I shred. I do Apple's show the next day, and it's like a house party show, and I'm stoned as fuck. And I know the material inside and out. and it was just the latency. It wasn't there, and I have to force myself to acknowledge, like, hey, like, I know you love weed, and it's amazing, but there's latency in the space in between when, if you're sober, the joke comes in a millisecond, and if you're super stoned, it comes in 10 milliseconds. You know?
But I will say, caveat to all of this, sometimes I've been stoned, and I think I've had enough skill to perform under that influence, and it is so fucking fun when you just rip stoned and in the pocket so much that it doesn't fucking matter, or maybe it's working well together. That's an amazing feeling too.
You know what?
I'm not gonna say that like being fucking rip drunk or stoned and killing it is a great feeling, but you're doing it with like it's a little bit harder to pull off.
Yeah, my buddy's been offering me Adderall before shows, and then I'll have good shows, and I'm like, I can't make this a habit. Can't fucking start doing this. We're not taking Adderall. We're not doing that game. We're not playing that. Because I don't drink, so whenever I can have a little, like, oh, shit, I'll take a little bit of that, a little something, take the edge off. And then you kill. It's like, oh, maybe that's the secret. Nope, fuck that. Sober, just go up and kill. It's painful to do comedy sober.
But everyone's their own experiment. Like, everyone's going to have different ways that it works for them and ways that it doesn't work for them.
Of course.
But I just don't like the idea of, like, I need this to do this. Like, it's all in someone's head. I feel like you can do anything sober. And maybe it's like me being older. Like, I want to be able to do I've been stoned too much in my life. Like, I think I could do it without it. I do it more medicative, like, for anxiety and depression and stuff. I think I need to not do that anymore. And so that's why I'm stopping it. It's like, okay, I need to fucking figure this shit out and not numb that shit. So.
Right. Well, and having a kid also plays into that. I have a daughter that is like, 3 weeks older than your son. Me and Patrick had a kid like the same month. What's his birthday? Mine's July 16th.
August 7th.
Wow. So yeah, 3 weeks. We're right in that wheelhouse. So yeah, I always, I kind of had a joke that I wrote in my notebook I haven't done yet, that I smoke flowers, so I always reek of pot. Like, even if I haven't smoked in a while, I'll have a little smell on my fingers or something. And I always think it's like my daughter's going to be obsessed with skeezy stoners dating, because she's going to meet these guys and go, I don't know why, I just feel safe around you. The smell. And it's like, the pot. So, yeah, being a dad definitely does affect, even if you're as cynical as I am about it, you still got to be, that's probably the right move.
No, for sure. I'm sure that the whole process has changed me in ways that I can't even understand. And I think maybe that my thinkings have changed because of the kid, and I don't even know it, because he's changing me so much every day, and I don't even.
You avoided the trap that I most certainly fell in, where you didn't obsessively talk about it for 6 months after.
No, it's just kind of what works well for me. Because I've had I've had periods where my jokes are like, here's a clever idea that I've had about this topic, and those always do okay, but I've always had better results from saying, here's my life, here's my story, here's my experience, and it just happens to be that my wife, my kid, and my family is my life and my experience, so that becomes a lot of the subject matter. And I try and not be too self-conscious about it, because I do think that's a good niche for me. And I do think I'd bring like a different angle to it that's not super generic and corny, but it's like, I would love to be super clever and original, but I think if I was going to like see what path is going to be best for me, am I just being personal, telling these stories, and maybe being relatable, maybe not, but just being very, myself and telling about my life. Because I think that's the material that when I make that shit, that's the most unique stuff. Like, I have a bunch of like clever jokes that are okay, but I just don't think I ever really connect with people as much as if I do the stuff about my kid and my life, and so that's where I'm going. I'm a little self-conscious about it, because I don't want it to all be dad material. But
yeah, no, I could tell, because you went up, seeing you a bunch in the last, as we all do, catch each other at the mics. I noticed, like, I immediately had like 5 and 6 minutes, like where I do like a whole 4-minute set about just the kid, and then you got 2 funny jokes, and then something about this, something about that, and I was like, discipline. That motherfucker, he didn't fall into that trap.
Well, it's just, I'm especially with mic shit, I'm just like, okay, I have this idea, let me try it out. So that is the whole kitchen. That's everything in the kitchen sink that I'm throwing up there. So I'm just seeing if it works.
Fuck yeah. Well, I always so we're wrapping up into 15 minutes. I always ask 2 questions. I only have 2 standard questions. I always ask people. Answer them however you want. What's going good in comedy? What are you stoked about? What's new? What's fresh? You got anything cooking? What's the best shit going on for Patrick?
For me?
Yeah, you got anything cool going on?
Not really.
No, just doing mics.
I'm not very entrepreneurial or like work hard kind of guy, so I don't have a lot going on.
Well, you get booked a fair amount, so you're out there.
I get booked, but I'm not like, I see people running shows and shit and making really creative things, and I just have never taken that. I've never had that work ethic, and it has not served me well. But
well, I can tell you from producing a show just tonight, it is a pain in the ass. It's like
I've done it.
Wrangling. Of course, yeah. You've been in the game forever, man.
I had a crowd work show that I love, and I'm gonna try and get restarted again. But it was such a hassle and like not a muscle that I really have worked out. It's the producer thing.
All right. Well, then maybe this one will be easier. The second question I always ask is the opposite. What's shit? What's hard about comedy? What's the real kick in the ass right now about comedy?
Trying not to get incredibly depressed about it. Because when you do, like I've just been doing it for a decent amount of time, like 7 years, you've just seen so many people either quit or progress past you, and it's really hard not to get discouraged by that. Just really, really hard. But because I love it so much, I could get through that. I've seen so many people quit when they hit that wall, when all their friends have either quit or done, or comedy works and working and not coming to the mic, and it's really depressing, and they quit, and it's because either they're still not getting something out of it, but I'm still getting something out of it because I just like telling jokes and being a comedian, so I'm still doing it and enjoying it because I enjoy the process. But I think some people want a reward eventually, and I'm almost happy with just working really hard all the time, and maybe I get something that validates me or rewards me in some way, but I'm also okay if I don't, because I do enjoy the process of creation enough to do it without ever getting any sort of reward out of it.
Hi guys, it's Josh Grambo. Well, that was an amazing conversation. Patrick Scott, he really opened up. That was amazing. It was so nice of him. I never had a chance to really talk with Patrick for more than, 4 or 5 minutes at a time, passing at mics and shows. So it was super awesome to sit down with him for almost 20 minutes. He had a lot of good intel there. Don't get depressed. Keep writing. Be in it for the love of the game. I respect that shit. It was a good night. Punchline Jeopardy went great. Tyrion win. Respect. So this was Patrick was my third guest, but this is the first one I'm going to release. He killed it so much and was so honest in that conversation. And the crazy story about the Kava bar. Holy shit, I'm going to have to check that out. Y'all know Grambo likes to get fucked up. Well, thank you for listening. We're going to be doing this every single day. So if you're a comic that hears this and I don't have your phone number, send me a message on Facebook because you might just get a call. The show's called Comics with Grambo, and I'm out.